But I mean, hey, no more mean tweets. These are the actual numbers. They came out a little bit earlier this morning, and what was the prognostication? 8.8% for inflation? Try 9.1 on for size. And even just taking a look back to the old halcyon days of Orange Man in the Oval Office, inflation was a mere 1.4%. I'm not going to pretend to know anything specifically about inflation, what a average number would be, but you know what? Hey, that seems to about run with what you'd expect, right? And just eventually things over the years cost more, okay? So that's probably a pretty bog standard number, and then it continues to creep up when Biden officially takes office. His first full month in office, 1.7%, okay? And then hops all the way up in April to 4.2%, and then you can see it precipitously climb. And if he tries to blame anything on Putin, yeah, right at the end of February, 7.9%. I think it was right at the end of February, right? I'm not completely mistaken when it comes to that stuff. And it's only gone up 1.2%, so where's the excuse? Oh, this is Putin's price hike. Yeah, that's all really nice and shit. So, and Biden didn't deliver any of these numbers here earlier today. He had his cronies to do it because he's out there doing, I don't know, meeting with people in the Middle East. I have no fucking idea what this guy's actually doing. He's talking about refunding Palestine because that's a great idea. Okay, you're making just these proxy wars fucking everywhere, you simple old cunt. Okay, you've got, contentions with Palestine, but then you're going to refund them. Okay, but then at the same time, you're not cutting, diverting, or doing anything with the funding that you're doing for Israel. Yeah, man, what the fuck are you exactly doing anyways? Okay, but regardless, that's a good question for Joe, and there's a lot of plane noise in the back, so I'll let her rip here for a second. Let him say it. If you were doing a little bit of reading ahead, Joe Biden and Israel, well, you can read it, but you know, I'll just let him fucking, let him rip himself. In case that wasn't patently obvious. What am I doing now? What am I doing now? Huh? What? Cool. At least, he looks spry and not jet lagged or anything like that, so it didn't really fucking bog him down too much. But you know what? Some people have been really connecting the dots when it comes to the leak from Hunter Biden's iPhone or the iCloud account, right? And 4chan got a hold of it, but we talked about this at the time. I remember this article, okay? It was in my history, so I know we went over it at one point or another, but Jack Maxey, the whistleblower who handed Hunter Biden's abandoned laptop to congressmen and DailyMail.com, reveals he has 450 gigabytes of deleted material, including 80,000 images and videos, has fled to Switzerland, fearing retaliation from the White House. And he also talked about making a searchable database going forward. Well, I really wish he'd get on top of that, because I wanted to go back, because I've seen a couple of other things, not some of the more specific instances that are on there. That's depraved and disgusting, but I've seen some other things pop up on there as well, unfortunately, that you can't phrase this properly, because there was a lot of popping up and just some real fuck shit that was going on that iPhone, okay? I think we pretty much covered everything, that at least any of the new stuff that I've seen out there on the previous video, so we don't really need to go back over Hunter, okay? He was weighing some crack, okay? He was fucking some hookers. He was going down a water slide, dicks out for Harambe, which, you know what? Hey, if it wasn't all couched in, like pedophilia and crack cocaine use, going down naked on a water slide and you're taking a videotape of that, that's kind of funny. But in totality of events, yeah, man, that motherfucker should be sent to jail because, hey, man, there's laws on the books that Joe Biden, in fact, endorsed that would land him in jail for a long fucking time. But we need not look at any of that stuff because, hell, it's completely different for the first family now, isn't it? Right? Of course, they can get away with literal fucking murder, okay? I don't think that that's been leaked from anything, but, at least paying and financing people who have the capacity to do it, that's definitely on the books when it comes to this stuff. So, speaking about the first family, or rather the first couple, shall we? Because, oh boy, they've really outdone themselves lately now, haven't they? So we'll circle back around to good old Uncle Joe here in a second. But what about the First Lady? Yes, Dr. Jill Biden, okay? Because Hunter, I think we talked about that, Sunday or something like that. Fuck, it seems like all these days are running together, right? She's the vindictive moron, right? Or the vindictive cunt, whatever Hunter wants to call her whenever she's in or whenever he's in a crack-induced stupor. Well, she really stuck her foot in one right here. So she's out there in San Antonio, right? Stumping for, I don't even know what, but oh boy, she really made an asshole out of herself, now didn't she, on this one? So I'm gonna let this one play here for a hot second.
But we can't get those things on our own. Raul helped build this organization with the understanding that the diversity of this community, as distinct as the bodegas of the Bronx.
The bodegas? The bodegas, you fucking simpleton. She's gonna get up to the line here in a second, but do you remember, this just immediately came to me, okay? Do you remember when Joe Biden was campaigning during 2020 from his basement, right? He got in a lot of shit by saying that the Latino population or the Hispanic population, he referred to it as like a monolith of sorts as opposed to the black community, which is an individualized corporation. I could have been getting the references mixed up, but he definitely got he stepped in it himself way back in the cut, but spoilers, and Jill just kind of brings it up here again. So
as beautiful as the blossoms of Miami and as unique as the breakfast tacos here in San Antonio.
Wow, didn't that get an uproarious response? They're like, the bodegas in the Bronx. Yay, I know words. The blossoms in Miami. What? No? How about, like, the neon lights of Miami? That would be a little bit more relevant, I guess. Or the rafts that come over of inflated tire tubes and just waterlogged boards, like that would be a little bit more relevant to Miami, but I don't know the reference when it comes to blossoms of Miami. Coke reference? I don't know. Runs in the family, I guess. But then the breakfast tacos here in San Antonio, and everybody's like, what the fuck did this old racist bitch just fucking say? But everybody's been having a good laugh at this one, okay? Specifically, Univision, okay? You think that these are photoshopped or anything like that? This one's hilarious, right? Seeing a Hispanic family, and then it's the old Spider-Man meme, right? And then puts the glasses on, and all she sees is tacos. Okay, and then the next one, Animorphs. This one's fucking hilarious. Breakfast tacos, Dr. Jill Biden, hilarious. And this is going out right on Univision. Okay, is this a Hispanic? And just in comes a taco. That one's probably my favorite. Or good old Consuela from Family Guy. Right, I haven't watched it in a long time. It hasn't been funny for a generation. But yeah, holding up the Taco Bell menu, fucking great. And a lot of people were like, are you sure that wasn't photoshopped or anything like that? Would they actually have, like an attractive newscaster that isn't 500 fucking pounds on there? No, they got the raw, uncut fucking, it's there. It's there. No thing. Yeah, so as you can see, everything's there. It's just all in Spanish. Okay, but dude, it's a laughing stock, okay? And that happened, okay, over the weekend, right? July 11th was when the video came out from that San Antonio event, and it took her, and she eventually did apologize for the remarks comparing Latinos to tacos. Even though tacos, by the way, it's normally associated with a delicacy from Mexico. They were created in, like, Southern California, by the way. But anyways, okay. First Lady Jill Biden's staff issued an apology Tuesday on behalf of the First Lady after she compared Latinos to breakfast tacos. The First Lady apologizes that her words conveyed anything but pure admiration and love for the Latino community. Wasn't she saying Hispanic or some shit like that? But whatever. Okay. I at least appreciate that they didn't use like Latin X or something like that to just really drive home the cringe. But, it was... Okay. The First Lady made her remarks off a prepared text during a speech at the Latin X Inclexion luncheon in Texas City Monday. So it was on Monday. Great, wonderful, fantastic. But yeah, man, funny, but we need to go back to what's actually happening right now, because that's not going to get anybody in trouble. Fuck, even the leaks of Hunter Biden's iCloud account ain't going to get in anybody's trouble, even though there's like several criminal charges that could be laid just off the back of that, because he's there. Okay, he's taking responsibility for what's in there, at least in the recordings. Okay, getting to asking him any of these questions, you're not going to get anything as far as that. And hell, yep, the Secret Service, oh yeah, we're aware of that. What are you going to do about it? Yeah, we're aware. Just don't talk to us or anything like that. At this time, we're not in a position to make public comments on on potential investigative action, Secret Service spokesperson said. Yeah, of course, but don't you dare bring it up in mainstream media. Okay, like I said, I wanted to take a look if there's any new leaks that are coming out of that. Fuck, 450 gigabytes is apparently out there in the ether. Okay, we should be getting some new leaks, because when everything was coming out over the weekend, it's like that's all that was there, and then any sort of archiving from that point in time, it's all been taken down, right? Because everything was also getting posted on Twitter at the same time, just trying to pull up some of those old videos, those old screenshots that are there, and they're all gone. Absolutely fucking gone. So it looks like the Secret Service is at work right now, just removing all the evidence to just go, what leak in a couple of months' time? Secret Service said Monday it's aware of a potential hack of an iCloud account owned by Hunter Biden, the son of President Joe Biden. Oh, I didn't know that. Thanks for clearing that up. We'll be talking about some of his other children here in a moment, after some of its alleged contents were posted to the online forum 4chan, operated and owned by the hacker 4chan. At this time, we are not in a position to make public comment on potential investigation actions, but I can assure you that the Secret Service, along with other federal law enforcement partners, are aware of the social media posts and claims referencing Mr. Biden. We're aware of the social media posts. Get them down. Get them down. Right now, because they were immediately getting stricken down from 4chan. Okay, it was getting posted on there, and they were just ripping them down, and now they're doing the same thing on Twitter. But unfortunately for them, we got one thing that's very, very verifiable when it comes to the old creepin' chief, right? He has a propensity to be doing some weird fuck shit, and this one was just from the weekend, right? So he's still, he's still up to his old games, really. So maybe that makes total sense as to why he was demarcated or denoted in Hunter's iPhone as Pedo Pete. Why is he called Pedo Pete in his phone? Oh, God. The alleged hack into the iCloud account of U.S. President Joe Biden's son, Hunter Biden, over the weekend exposed a cache of inappropriate content, including the former's name saved as Pedo Peter. Okay, in my phone, if anybody ever hacks my phone or whatever, you'll find, I don't know, not a whole lot, really. I don't really keep a lot in my phone. Don't really use it for much. But you'll notice if any of my contacts get leaked, it's by their full legal name. That's it. That's all. Okay. Nobody's named anything. It's like mom and dad have their full legal name. My friends, the fullest legal name that I know of. But I guess that's a little bit of a difference between me and a habitual crack user. Oh well. The hacker claimed in the content revealed text, pictures, videos, including images of drugs and sexual activities. It also claimed that Hunter Biden recorded his father on the phone by the name Pedo Peter. Yeah. And then that kind of breathes life into this old story. Okay. Alleged showers with my dad. President Joe Biden's daughter reportedly writes an alleged abuse in diary. By Pedo Peter. Okay, and different law enforcement agencies are aware of the alleged leaks and the social media posts. Kind of lends a little bit of credibility to this diary that James O'Keefe of Project Veritas got in his possession. Okay, it was dropped off to him and he couldn't authenticate it, so he didn't post it. But then a journalist and his own apartment were raided by the FBI at the beginning of the year. All really starting to come together now, isn't it? Shocking sexual allegations are emerging from the diary of Ashley Biden, President Joe Biden's daughter. The only biological kid that was produced by Joe and Jill, by the way. Okay, because, Bo and Hunter, they are from Joe's first marriage. According to the Daily Mail, Ashley Biden, a drug addict, left her personal diary under a mattress in Palm Beach, Florida, halfway house. She stayed there during one of her rehab stints. Huh, exactly. So there was Beau Biden, right? And he was in the military and for all intents and purposes seemed like a pretty upstanding citizen. And then you have Hunter with all of his proclivities on display for the world to see. And then the only other, I think the only other child from a Joe Biden load is also a drug addict. All right, then. I see a common thread here. It looks like there was one outlier and two that just kind of proceeded as you would expect. Anyways, the diary reported details about her drug abuse, sex addiction, and being hypersexualized. It's called groomed in today's day and age, if we're being completely honest. Ashley Biden also recounts times that she showered with her father when she was young. Something she allegedly wrote was probably not appropriate. No, okay, because when you're learning to shower, I don't think I'm telling any tales out of school here, okay? You're normally like really, really young, and you might have a parent with you to just show you the ropes the first time or two. But if we're talking like somebody who's, unless you're in like a really tight water situation, but then why would you be showering anyways? I'm trying to figure out a situation where any of this would make any sense, but given what we know about all parties involved, yeah, you can probably safely assume the worst. Ugh. So yeah, the excerpt that is from the diary itself. I remember having sex with friends at a young age. Showers with my dad, in brackets, probably not appropriate. Alleged January 2019 diary entry by Ashley Biden. Don't know what the context of any of this stuff is and why she'd be writing all of this stuff down. But if it was her having to write down in detail some stuff from inside rehab, that would make more sense. But all of this stuff, without it being authenticated, it's just all hearsay. It doesn't really have any sort of concrete information. But again, now we're just using a whole bunch of other contemporaneous evidence in order to connect some dots. So your mileage may vary, but I think we're getting a more clearer picture here. The diary came to light after a Florida woman who stayed in the room Ashley Biden vacated at the halfway house discovered it in 2020 and sold it for $40,000 to a media organization, Project Veritas, says Daily Mail. The woman, Amy Harris, is being investigated by the FBI regarding her involvement with the diary. Yeah, I found it there and then I turned it over to whoever wanted it, and Project Veritas happened to be that outlet, go figure. But yeah, she was targeted by the FBI regarding her involvement with the diary, which the outlet says the Bidens allegedly reported stolen in a burglary. Interesting. Project Veritas founder James O'Keefe and one of his journalists were targeted by federal agents who reportedly raided their homes in November of 2021. Oh, so it was at the end of last year. I thought it was at the beginning of this year. Regardless, searching for Ashley Biden's diary, which they reportedly say was stolen. Interesting. Okay. In her diary, the president's own daughter believes she alleged showering with her could have helped her sex addiction. Oh, helped create her sex addiction. Ashley Biden also reportedly writes about her financial troubles, saying she was down to the wire. Should also be doing some dealings in Ukraine and China as well. I think your family's pretty well connected. She also wrote that President Joe Biden was reduced to tears due to worrying about her addiction and multitude of troubles, say reports. Well, maybe you should have taken some responsibility at the time. Anyways, Daily Mail infers from Ashley Biden's diary that she may have also been abusing drugs as she campaigned for her father during the presidential campaign in 2019. Ashley Biden also recounts alleged sexual abuse by a family member, according to an alleged entry in her diary obtained by dailymail.com. And this is where Hunter comes in. I have always been boy crazy, hypersexualized at a young age. I remember somewhat being sexualized with a family member. Who has a proclivity of fucking around with cousins of rather dubious ages? A family member. Just wondering, maybe a half brother or something like that. Ugh. I remember having sex with friends at a young age. Showers with my dad's probably not appropriate. Ashley Biden is President Biden's youngest daughter and the only child with First Lady Jill Biden. Yeah. And unless we get any more details from Hunter Biden's iCloud account, don't worry. We got other things to worry about. Gas prices are down once again for a record 60 days in a row now, even though they're still nationally at $4.65. So yeah, you're doing a great job, okay? But just distract from the shit that a lot of people would care about if they knew about. But again, none of this shit is hitting the mainstream, okay? Like, I'm reading this from WTRF Wheeling. No fucking idea where that's from. Okay, the Daily Sabah, a Turkish outlet, for Christ's sakes. Okay, and then everything else is as old as it gets, and nobody gives a fuck about what's going on. It's sick, it's corrupt, and that's the Biden family for you. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.